Revving up your engine, listen to a howling roar. Metal and detention, begging you to touch and go. Highway to the danger zone. Right into the danger zone. Heading into twilight, spreading out her wings tonight. She got you jumping in the track and shoving into overdrive. Highway to the danger zone. I'll take you right into the danger zone. Don't stop believing, just hold on to that feeling. Sweet like people, whoa. Don't stop believing, just hold on to that feeling. Sweet like people, whoa. Don't stop leaving in that danger zone. I'll take you right into the danger zone. Hello! And that was a shout out to my friend Nathan, who requested I do 2 songs. I couldn't decide which of the 2 I should do, so I did a little bit of both. While I'm thinking of Nathan, his housemate Emma made this. She knitted that, and it's purple, my favorite color. It's amazing. She's made a whole bunch of them, actually. She's really talented, so cheers, Emma. News. This week we had a super typhoon in Tokyo. That's right, not just a typhoon, it was a super typhoon. From outer space they took pictures and it did look really impressive. From the ground it wasn't that spectacular. It was a lot of wind, rain and sirens, which sounds like a folk song. Don't get me wrong, typhoons can be dangerous, but this was my typhoon experience. And that's 14 seconds of your life you'll never get back. It was really loud. There were a lot of sirens going all night. The reason it was so dark was because I literally was woken by sirens and I just hit record just because you could hear craziness going outside. I wasn't insane enough to go outside to check it out, so that's all you get. Actually, some of my classmates said that their houses were shaking from the wind, so they can be pretty dangerous. Don't underestimate a super typhoon. I'm really enjoying my classes at the moment, and every day we get homework, which is very Japanese. I actually don't mind it so much. It's good to revise what you learn every day because if you don't, you'll forget it. Pretty simple, and if you don't use it, you'll lose it. Today after class I did my homework and then I helped my German friend prepare for an interview at a Japanese company, but in English. He has to conduct the interview in English. That's some high-level multilingualism going on right there, but I think he'll do well. I hope he does well. Otherwise he has my poor English to blame. Yesterday, something really weird happened to me. We were walking from school to the station. At the station, there's a whole bunch of people handing out like flyers and little packets of tissues, which are actually really useful. And we were weaving around them, just trying to get to the station. And this Japanese guy just walks up to me, like he made a beeline straight for me. And he hands me his card, and I saw he was like a stylist, a hairstylist, and he said to me, if you come to the salon tomorrow night, I'll do your hair for free. I wasn't really sure how to feel about that. It was a great offer. I looked up this salon on the internet and it's pretty well known. I didn't know if I should be insulted or take it as it was. My first thought was, what's wrong with my hair? Obviously, I didn't choose to go, I decided to stay here and talk to a camera instead. So you're welcome. I could have hot pink hair right now, or like a pixie cut or something, but I gave that up for you guys. Before I go, here's a little clip of some Japanese school kids on a train. I know it makes me sound like a real creeper, but they were really cute, and it's really interesting actually. I've noticed in Tokyo anyway, the kids are pretty independent. Like on the weekends and after school, they're out doing their own thing without any parent adult supervision. At 4:59 every day, this music starts to play out in the streets from the speakers in the streets, and apparently it plays all over Tokyo, and it's a curfew song. It tells the kids that they have to go home now, and for everyone else it just tells them it's 4:59 p.m. I hope my friends and family in Australia are taking care, because I may have gone through a super typhoon, but you guys have gone through everything else. It's been snowing, raining, thunder, lightning, fire, pretty much everything except sun, which is kind of what you'd expect to go through going into summer. Anyway, until next week, mata!